We'll call this meeting to order for Richmond City Council, April 20th. Roll call, or let's do the invocation first. Please bow your heads. Dear God, please bless our elected officials, grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
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 City manager, roll call, please.
Allen,
Here.
Green,
Here.
LaFour,
Here.
Mistrovich,
Here.
Reindell,
Here.
Ricks, Warren.
Here.
Entertain a motion to excuse Mayor Tim Ricks due
I'll
to the
make
fact
motion.
that he's working locally.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, thank you. Motion made and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. No. Okay. Moving on to approval of minutes. You did see that the city manager did mail out to us updated minutes. There was just a duplicate in there, so that was taken care of. We have a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Any discussion? Seeing not, all those in favor of approving the adoption of the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We have a motion for the consent agenda.
We'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion made and supported. There is no discussion on consent agenda items. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We need to go back because
But yeah,
we didn't do the minutes correctly. You said you called the motion for the adoption of the agenda when the motion was on the table.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All those in favor of the approval of the minutes, say aye.
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 Those opposed? Motion passes. Okay. Follow along with our agenda, moving on to audience comments. At this time, we'll open it up for audience comments, both on non-agenda items or agenda items at this point. Do we have anybody that would like to address City Council on any matter at all?
we have two on the line.
Yeah,
We have,
my computer locked up. If someone can unmute Daryl.
yeah, Daryl is unmuted.
Hello.
Hi, Daryl.
Carol?
If you have anything to say, now would be the time, or when we get to questions, we can, on the agenda item number 3, we can come back to you.
Yeah, I'm mostly here just in case there's any questions.
Okay. Were you able to get the council agenda or the background brief that I emailed you today?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Daryl. Okay. Moving on to adoption of agenda. To City Council, any changes to the agenda? Mr. City Manager, any changes?
No changes.
Changes, okay. Chair would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion.
Support.
Motion made and supported. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to consent agenda.
I'll make a motion again to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Made and supported. There is no discussion. All those in favor of adopting the consent agenda as presented, say aye.
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 We do not have a public hearing tonight. We do have 3 items for consideration. So the first one is consideration of the introduction and first reading of ordinance number 156-26, text amendment to the zoning ordinance regulations for mobile food trucks. We have a motion, or we have discussed. Yeah, a
I'll make
motion.
a motion to introduce and give first reading to ordinance 156-26, which will amend section 6.707, temporary structure and uses of the Richmond zoning ordinance to include provisions for the review of mobile food vendors during special events.
Support.
All right, motion made by Alan, supported by Warren. Open it up for Mr. City Manager. Any comments on this one or background?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Just wanted to go through this with council again. We've had multiple discussions on the food truck issue, and rather than change the ordinance or the peddler vendor ordinance, we chose to amend the zoning ordinance for special uses and temporary uses, and essentially added just a quick couple sentences into that would state that mobile food vendors on private or public property will require Richmond City Council approval. The approval is subject to policies and procedures developed by the Richmond City Council. By doing this, it will funnel all of the requests to council so that you act on them essentially on a case-by-case basis. Again, as we talked about during the special meeting, you know, maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, we'll may want to change that, but for right now, it was the consensus of council to have all of them come before you as a body. I also put in there a draft of the special event mobile food vendor application. At the second reading of the ordinance and adoption of the ordinance, I'll also have a motion to approve that form. But I wanted to put it in the packet this time so you have a couple weeks to look at it. And it does contain the changes that at least I had written down from our special meeting. Should be good to go. Also, based on the discussion at the special meeting in February, this ordinance change was sent to our Planning Commission on March 12th of this year, and they did approve it.
Great. Thank you very much. Any discussion on this one? On this first ordinance, we will have it come back for second ordinance and adoption, but any comments or discussion on it?
Reading it over, it looks like it's covered everything that we've talked about in multiple meetings, even the event request. So I'm comfortable moving forward.
I agree. We've had a lot of discussion, so it looks good to me.
Yeah, I concur as well. We did have lots of discussion on it. The key to remember here, if anybody's listening in, this is for food vendor trucks that are selling food. We had a lot of discussion on people that may be hosting for instance, a graduation party or something. This would not impact them if they had somebody there, as long as they're not selling food, which doesn't happen at graduation parties. So that's the key. So selling food is the key here. So I like it too.
I think it's definitely a compromise for all of our views and to take it as a case-by-case basis.
Okay. Any other discussion items? Any other discussion on this item, excuse me? No? Okay, we already did have the motion on the table. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The second item is consideration of appointments to the Board of Zoning Appeals. Mr. City Manager.
We have 2 applications for council to consider tonight. The first is from Mike Shoddy, who is a reapplication. He did submit his. And then also we received a new application that I emailed out to council a couple of weeks ago from a Robert Kevin Caperton. He would be a new member of the board.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Mike Shoddy to the Board of Zoning Appeals to fill a vacant term with expiration date of December 31st, 2022.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Any discussion on this one? Okay. I would just point out that we had a recent BZA meeting last week or 2 weeks ago, and this was in regards to the flower shop, Maniachi's Flower Shop, and then also the banquet hall. And Mike Shoddy went out, kind of what I thought was really doing the job. He went out and looked at the property, looked at what was being asked for the zoning appeals, and brought some stuff to discuss with that. So he's definitely thorough, and I appreciate his work on there. I chaired the last meeting that we had for the BZA. Luckily, we don't have to meet too often, but it's always good when we do to have people that are taking it to heart and going out and find the information to make the appropriate decision. Okay, so with that, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Those opposed? Motion passes. We have a second for an appointment. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint Robert Kevin Caperton to the Board of Zoning Appeals for a 3-year term with an expiration date of December 31st, 2022.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Any discussion on Mr. Caperton? Well, I know that the mayor was hoping to get Kevin Caperton to sign up for a city position, and looks like he did, so that's fallen into place nicely. We do need BZA members. We still have an open for a alternate on the BZA as well, so glad to see Mr. Caperton sign up. And with that, all those in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Those opposed? Motion passes. Okay, moving on to item for consideration number 3, consideration of special event request, StarCraft Brewery anniversary celebration. Mr. City Manager.
Council is scheduled to consider approving a special event request from StarCraft Brewery for a first anniversary celebration. The owners of StarCraft Brewery would like to close a portion of Water Street from Forest to the alleyway drive approach at the back of their building, along with a portion of the Forest Street sidewalk and tree lawn area that runs in front of both of their buildings. They would then erect a 30 by 50 foot tent in the closed portion of Water Street to allow people to drink their craft beer outside in the tent. Along with the tent, with beer available from 10 to 10:30 p.m., 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. They would like to have live music from 2 to 6. This would be for a one-day event on Saturday, July 18th, 2020. However, they are requesting the sidewalk closure from Friday, July 17th through Monday morning, July 20th, just to allow them time to get everything set up and the fencing and everything done. Again, the road closure is kind of similar to one we did at the other end of this block for many years for Michigan Chrome or Lawrence Chrome. Again, but on this case, it would just be flipped to the east side of that block, and Main Street to the drive approach on the parking lot would be open. I have spoken to Daryl Starr, who is on the call tonight. If there's any questions, I went through everything. I think everything's pretty straightforward in their application. One one of the things they mentioned, at least when I talked to them on the phone, is that even depending on the participation of the local eateries, they didn't believe there'd be more than probably 2 food trucks needed. So in my motion, I recommend approval of everything they've submitted with 3 conditions. The one condition is just outlining the dates of the road closure to give them time to set up around their Saturday date of their event. Second would be that they're allowed up to 2 mobile food vendors, assuming that down the road, as they get a little closer to the event, they would fill out the application. And then number 3, as with everything that we're approving right now, obviously we don't know what the social distancing guidelines will be in July. We hope that they'll be such that this event can go off as planned, but the third is to kind of say that they would have to follow any social distancing regulations that would be in effect at that point. And Daryl is here in case you have any questions for him.
Okay. Thank you, John. Do we, I guess let's entertain a motion for forward discussion.
I make a motion to approve special event request from Starcraft Brewery for our first anniversary celebration on Saturday, June 18th, 2020 from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m., including a tent and outdoor music. The approval is contingent upon the following. 1, permission to close a portion of Water Street from Forest to the alleyway driveway and a portion of the Forest Street sidewalk and tree lawn area in front of their buildings from Friday, July 17th through Monday morning, July 20th, to allow time to set up the fencing and tent. Number 2, permission to have up to 2 mobile food vendors, provided that the local food establishments are given first chance and that the applicant fills out the special event MFV application closer to the event, and that any social distancing guidelines from the state of Michigan are followed that are in effect July 18th.
Support.
A motion made and supported. We'll consider any discussion at this point.
So just for clarification that they will have to, the mobile food vendors or Starcraft Brewery will have to fill out the mobile food application.
A little bit closer to the event, once the form is approved next week at council, I'll give the form to, or not next week, but at your next meeting, I'll at least give the form to Daryl and have him start to fill it out once he is in a position where he may know who he's having for food.
Well, and you know what,
As the host of the event, he would start the application process, and if we need any additional information, we'll work with him to get it from the mobile food vendors.
okay.
Okay.
No, I'm just rereading the motion, and I guess I don't agree with part of it that I made, so.
Would you like to modify it?
Yeah, is that possible?
Yeah.
I would, on number 2, just that they have permission to have up to 2 mobile food vendors and that the application fills out the special event. I mean,
The applicant. Oh, okay. So
What are you changing, Jamie?
So I mean, they've already indicated in their notes that they were going to have asked the local restaurants anyways, but then how it's read is that they're given, the local food establishments are given a first chance. So why not have the local food vendors and a mobile food vendor if they all want? So that's where I am rescinding part of that, because they did indicate in their application that they were already going to ask the local and have a display specially set aside for them.
Very good.
So it didn't need to say first chance.
Oh. So are you also saying that if, let's say, a local establishment, that you want them also to go through the process and fill out the form?
Well, and that's actually a great question. So if a local establishment who they've indicated in the application is going to have a table, but do they need to fill out an application? I wouldn't think they would need to because it's not a truck.
Or,
I would still say it's not their establishment, so that they probably should be a part of the application. But
Okay, so that would just go with permission to have up to 2 mobile food vendors and any local food applicants, establishments fill out the special event application. Would that satisfy that?
if the rest of council is comfortable with that, yes.
Also,
I'm okay with it. I guess
I don't know who made the second on that.
I didn't make it.
Emily, are you okay with that?
yes, I am. Yes.
Yeah. I think it's being consistent, I guess, with for allowing food trucks. We're having, yeah. From a consistency standpoint, I think that's good. And
Because
that really is.
it would be a mobile food vendor, no matter if it's a truck or not.
Right. Yep. Okay. Okay. Any other discussion on this? Again, it will come back for a second reading. Or no, it won't, excuse me.
No.
That's the future. This is so. I guess I had a question. Just I didn't see it on the letter or anything about maybe doing some advertising as far as signs or something so that people kind of know what's going on down Water Street, or is it just going to be kind of there's enough of word of mouth that will take care of that, or I don't know, just something
I would ask Daryl if he has any comments on that.
Well, through our Facebook page, social media, our membership through Untapped, Michigan Brewers Association, we would probably do most of our advertising through that. I didn't really give much consideration to erecting any signs, but if that would be possible, I would like to consider that. You know, on Main Street or to promote it.
I don't know. It was just something I was thinking of on the day of it or that weekend.
Or the day before or something.
Yeah, so people will know what's going on since it's especially since it's a new event.
Yeah. Is council comfortable with us allowing some type of sandwich board sign at the corner of Main and Water to direct people that way for the event?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would even go further if they wanted to make up a couple of yard signs like that, one of the local print shops, you know, that they could stick a couple of those around town too.
All right.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Anything else, Daryl, you want to address, or thank you?
Well, I think it's all covered. I thank you all very much for the input, and the sign on, say, Water Street in Maine. I would like to do that. That would be great if we can improve that. And I don't know what size, you know, all that stuff needs to be considered.
Yeah.
So if I
I'll
can get
work
that
with you,
information-
Daryl, on that. I know up there at that corner, it's pretty tight as far as the buildings are really close to the corner, but we'll come up with something for you.
Okay, and maybe a temporary sign on my building somehow. I guess that wouldn't matter because that would be right where the event is happening.
Right.
All right, yeah. I'm good with everything, I think.
Okay.
Or if you put a sign up beforehand advertising the event, at least let people know why the roads are going to be closed that day also.
Right.
Yeah,
Or like what Jamie mentioned, the yard sign that could go out in the tree lawn there, you know, the week before.
right.
Yeah. And I don't know who owns the Michigan Chrome building, but I mean, that's basically vacant, right?
It has storage in it. It's the
Yeah.
shop uses that for, has machinery and storage in it.
Oh, okay.
And you may want to have a sign at Forest and 32 Mile Road or Division also.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good. So back to the table, any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion does pass. Good luck, Daryl. All right, that was it for our items for consideration. To city managers' comments.
Just wanted to update on the 31 Mile Road project. Everything is going well. Last week they did the directional boring underneath Gratiot. This week they're continuing with the water main. They hope to have the water main portion of that project done by the end of the week. They'll have a few testing days to make sure everything is okay with the new water main, then they'll abandon the old and switch everyone's lines over to the new. Then they'll start with the road project. So they've already kind of done most of the, or all of the culvert work and a lot of the ditching. So the project's going very well. And then just a reminder to anyone who might be watching this either live or later on our YouTube channel, just encourage everyone to follow the news flashes on the city website. That's where we post a lot of the updated information we have, especially related to the COVID-19.
Okay. Great, thank you. Time for city council comments. I'm just going to go down the list that I have on my screen on the Zoom. And first one up is Councilor Green.
I'm all set. Thank you. Everybody stay safe.
You. Rob.
Nothing to add.
Dennis.
Nothing tonight.
Okay. John. Warren.
Nothing.
And Emily.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Thank you. I might have a couple things there. We normally announce our calendar events. Unfortunately, with everything going on, there really aren't any city-sponsored events or city events in the next month or so. Hopefully that'll change soon. However, kind of a big one that is still on the calendar and people have been waiting for, and that is the yard waste pickup. That begins this week, August 20th. So for us in Richmond, it would be, April. April 21st is Tuesday. So that will be the first day of yard waste pickup. And also, then at that time, they will take away the dumpster that has been handling the yard waste in near the community center in Beebe Street Park. So please get your yard waste out going forward.
Just an update on that, Mike. The dumpster's already been removed from the park.
Okay, good. So it's been removed. So then that leads to the question on the bulk items. Currently at this time, Waste Management has not gone back to picking up bulk items. We are getting new information all the time, so hopefully that'll be soon. But anyway, in the meantime, bulk items are to be determined when that will start again.
Correct.
Let's see. So that's, anybody else have any calendar events? No? Okay. We do not have a closed session today. Is there any other business to have by the City Council? Not. A chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion made and supported to adjourn. No discussion on adjournment. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you for coming to us tonight.